Hello everyone. Today we will discuss an important but often uh, uncomfortable social issue, the racism in India. Especially it is in the news today because of the Angel is one of the Tripura students was killed in Uttarakhand. So this is why this subject is very much important for the discussion. The racism in India is based on the language, culture, regions, ethnicities, and the physical features of our constitutions. So so these kind of the racism are existed in India. So especially our constitution promises the equality to all citizens, non-discrimination principle also incorporated in our constitutions. So even though the racism continue to exist in India, racism in India is not always explicit like apartheid or segregation, but it is a deeply embedded in a social behavior, everyday language, so media representation, and the institutional, especially institutional practices is also there. The understanding of this topic is important for the UPSC as well as for the general people also, because even today also the so many number of the cases, especially the northeast Indians especially are facing or faces the ethnicity or racism in India. So first of all, we try to understand what is mean by the racism. So here is, so what is mean by the racism. So racism is about the belief that one groups of the people is superior or inferior to another based on the physical features like a skin color, the facial structure, ethnicity or ethnic origin, race, or the ancestry. Racism versus related concepts. It is about the racism. The racism is based on the physical ethnic identity, the casteism based on birth and social hierarchy. Regionalism is based on the place of origin, and xenophobia, fear or hatred out of the outsider in India, racism. So let's talk about the detail here. The what racism in India looks like. The first of all, the colorism. So in India, the colorism is existed in India because huge kind of the racism is existed as far as color is concerned. Because of what is the reason behind it? If you see the historicity of the colorism in India, we have the historical legacy or the colonial legacy we have had in the past also. The white and brown, this kind of the ethnicity, sorry, this kind of the racism was existed in the British period also, and this legacy has passed to the Indian people also. So colorism is one of the key factor, and even today also. So you can know the advertisement here, the fair and lovely. So fair, definitely fair. If the fair someone is fair, he is lovely or she is lovely. If he is not fair or she is not fair, then he is not a lovely. This kind of the propagation, this kind of the advertisement has been made by our advertisement makers. We will talk about details. Here is also one of the key. The colorism existed, the racism, this kind of the racism is also present in our country. Another kind of the racism, ethnic, especially the northeast people especially faces the issue of this kind of the ethnic identity here. Recently in Uttarakhand, the angel, one of the student from the Tripura was killed in Uttarakhand. So why? Because of the only, if you see the reason behind it, the recently the angel Chaukma from the Tripura, the student, especially he was a student, was killed by the people of Uttarakhand there. And actually, if you see the last word of him when he was killed, he was saying that actually to the people, he was saying that I am Indian, I am Indian, I am Indian. Please don't kill me, don't kill me. Uh, even though people of this country don't listen because of the deep-rooted ethnic racism in India. Even today also, this so many people, especially northeast people are facing the ethnic kind of the racism in India. The regional here, the regional ethnicity is also, sorry, regional racism is also there. If you see southern state especially do not like or don't like the people from the northern India. In Maharashtra also we have the issue here. In the Maharashtra, so many times the political agitation or the political especially agitation activities are against the North India versus South India. We have the issues so many times, number of these places where the people are beaten from the North India, especially in the South India when they goes. So regional identity or regional racism also is present, and caste link. So historically Indian people or the people or the society of India has embedded the casteism is embedded in the Indian social behavior, everyday language. So everyday people especially having the casteism, it is on the basis of the birth based racism is present. Then xenophobia about the economic development. Some people especially having the good development because of this. So another kind of the people having the means fear about the losing the job, losing the job and losing their respective advantages. So this is also kind of the racism here. And language base. In again, we can name these the some of the state in India, especially southern state or northern state. Even northern state, if you see, the racism is existed in the northern state is even. If the Marathi people go there, definitely they would not accept northern India also. In the South India, definitely the South Indian people also would not accept the other people, okay, people of the other languages. So again, the India has the racism on the basis of the language also. So racism, casteism is based on birth and social hierarchy. Like this, language is also based on the birth and social hierarchy. So regionalism as again xenophobia, what we have seen, the fear or hatred of the outsider in India. So these kind of the racism are existed. So what are the causes here? So what are the causes here? What are the causes of the this kind of the racism? The colonial is legacy, especially in India. The Britishers use the policy of divide and rule, and they perfectly use, and they divide these people of this country on the basis of number of the factors. They have first of all divided on the basis of largely broadly on the basis of religion. Hindu and Muslim they have divided. Again they went further and further from 1909. From the Morley Minto Act, the Montagu-Chelmsford Act, they further extended in 1935 Government of India Act. Again, they extended the communal reward, communal awards. So this the colonial mentality, they use Britishers smartly use divide and rule policy to rule over the India, and but this this kind of impact, uh, especially the Indian people had the legacy they have taken from the Britishers, and even today also people of this country are not in the mood to change this legacy. So even today also this legacy is one of the cause. Then social conditioning are also there. Social conditioning in India, especially the peoples consider themselves great by the birth. So these kind of means the again the social conditioning is there. Lack of the awareness. uh, if you see, actually the awareness should be done by the government, should be done by the people, the student, sorry, teachers especially. Even today also, so most of the teachers, most of the government officials are from the, they consider themselves upper castes, and these people are not, especially are not having the mood or not, they don't want to make aware people about the this kind of the racism. Actually even they are aware, they are not doing these same things. The economic competition is also there. Weakness of the enforcement. Economic competition is huge in our country. Due to this economic competition, so there is a racism present in our country. So these are the some of the causes. And constitutional, so what are the uh, constitutional framework for this? Article 14, equality before law. Article 15, prohibit discrimination. And Article 17, so prohibits or the untouchability, or discrimination prohibits the untouchability here. So equality before law, the article in constitution has also made some of the efforts to lessen or as well as to decrease the racism in India. In the article, in the form of the Article 14, the equality before law, everybody is equal before law as per our constitution. Article 15 especially the prohibits all can on the basis of birth, discrimination on the basis of birth, gender, then economic. So these kind of the discrimination are prohibited in the article in constitution by Article 15. And Article 17 is all about the on the basis of the means discrimination should not be made, or untouchability is also restricted or prohibited in India by Article 17. The social impact, as per as social impact is concerned, is a huge social impact. If you see socially, some people considering themselves is great here. So